How to deal with a narcissist husband. My name is Coach Adrian and you're tuned in to Happily Committed. If you're watching this video, I'm really sorry for what you're going through, because whether your husband is a narcissist or not, you are clearly not in a good mindset, state of mind, situation. And it's important for you to make sure that you get the proper support that you need to bounce back, to make sure that you regain a sense of well-being, a sense of independence, and really to make sure that you regain your confidence as well. Are you with a narcissist husband? And if so, what can you do to ensure that you can bounce back quickly? And my first tip is to make sure that you create safe spaces and boundaries. It is very, very easy to be blamed for everything and to be caught up in a toxic situation where you ultimately lose track of reality. And narcissists tend to attack our sense of confidence, and as a result, we are unable to set boundaries. And I urge you to make sure that you work on setting those boundaries. And in order to set boundaries, you need to make sure that you know yourself, that you know your values, what is important to you and what isn't. And you should never have to compromise on those non-negotiables, on those fundamental values, virtues, qualities, and things that are essential to you and to who you truly are. And if this person is forcing you to do things that make you feel uncomfortable and that make you lose self-worth, well, you really need to gain space and to have a support system. Whether it's a coach or a therapist or friends, family members, you need to have someone to whom you can talk to so that you are not caught up in this toxic bubble and lose track of what is real and what isn't. And it's essential that you start to burst this bubble that you are probably in. And the very fact that you are watching this video shows in essence that you have already started to burst this bubble. But it can be very challenging because you probably love your husband and your significant other, and you don't want to betray your marriage. You also are afraid of being judged. You're afraid of people telling you to just move on and to let go or to seek a divorce because you've invested a lot in this marriage and you want to make it work. You just want to make sure that you're not caught up in a toxic dynamic or with someone that is constantly going to continue to take advantage of you. And that's why bursting this bubble is so important, because you need perspective. And very often people reach out to me and they're so caught up in their story, having lived in for months, if not years, that they lose track of who they are. They lose track of what is acceptable. And that's why reaching out to a coach or being able to have someone that you trust to tell you if something is foul or out of bounds or not is important. And you're not betraying your marriage if you're seeking the help of a professional, or if you're seeking the counsel of someone because you feel like you are in a toxic dynamic. It does not mean that you are going behind your husband's back. It just means that you are protecting yourself and ensuring that that you're not going to be caught up in a dynamic where you will ultimately be taken advantage of for a very long time. I also encourage you to journal, because when we are with narcissists, they have a tendency of gaslighting us and making us feel like we're crazy. But if you're journaling and keeping track of your victories, your frustrations, your anxieties, at least you will create that safe place and you will be able to tell your story to yourself about what is actually happening in your marriage. And you won't let your husband, your significant other, make you feel crazy or make you feel like something that happened did not happen. And journaling is a very healthy exercise that I recommend to most clients in order to track your progress and to see the growth that you basically will go through over a sustained period of time. And yes, there are many sorts of journals out there that you can buy, but you can also just journal on your phone or on a computer. Just a few entries, a few couple of minutes before you go to bed or first thing in the morning to help you make sense of what is going on in your head. That can definitely help you to overcome narcissistic tendencies in your partner. Finally, remember the 80-20 rule. John Gray talks about the 80-20 rule. 80% of your happiness must come from you, and 20% must come from your partner. And that 20% is there to make you happier. And if you are becoming emotionally dependent, codependent on your partner and on your relationship, then you run the risk of going down a rabbit hole of toxicity where you will lose self-worth and you will be left with basically nothing, having to rebuild from scratch if the relationship or the marriage goes south. So invest in yourself, live with purpose, make sure that you're serving your community, living with purpose and doing things that actually fulfill you. Stop turning to your partner to make you happy. And if they're overbearing, well, you're going to need to go back to square one and start to set boundaries again. And ultimately, if you do so, I absolutely believe that you will be able to not only protect yourself, but make sure that you are basically reshaping the future of your marriage, even if your husband has narcissistic traits and tendencies. If you are unsure whether your husband is a narcissist, leave your thoughts and your comments in the video below, in the comment section. If you are unsure whether you are with a narcissist, if you're unsure whether your husband is a narcissist or not, leave your comments, your stories in the comment section of this video here. And I will personally respond to your comments and try to guide you, give you a little extra push. So as always, thank you for tuning in to Happily Committed. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and see you soon for another video. Take good care and keep fighting the good fight.